Hi there everybody, my name is Soul, and today I have a very special tier list for you. I have tier list shiny Pokemon, the new Pokemon, and today I'm going to be doing a tier list of unreleased Pokemon. Specifically, these are the Pokemon that were leaked in the 1997 Spaceworld demo. Basically, these were Pokemon that were in the Gen 2 demo that was released for Spaceworld 1997. Great year, by the way, not just saying that because I was born. And a lot of these Pokemon look very familiar. Some look a little different, and then some don't look familiar at all. So you might notice in this other corner, we're actually going to have the names for all of these creatures and a little bit more about them, like their typing. So it's just some more background information to help give us a guide as we go through the tier list. It's going to be a pretty standard S, A, B, C, D ranking. Nothing crazy this time around. Couple things before we begin. This is just a subjective tier list based off of pictures. I don't know these Pokemon like that. I haven't bonded with them as I have my own, so this is just going to be mostly for design's sake. Also, if you've not already, subscribe to the channel if you enjoy Pokemon, tier lists, all that kind of stuff. Me nerding out about the things I like, that's what we do here. This time around, we're just going to go in Pokedex order. Okay, so these are the starters. Chikorita, it's ironic that Chikorita is the one that they made and we're sticking with that because everybody shits on Chikorita, but Chikorita, Happa was the one they were like, that's the one. The middle stage evolution, I don't know what the fuck they were thinking, but I'm glad they changed it to Bayleaf. I like Bayleaf a lot, actually, but yeah, this is the original grass line. Meganium, otherwise known as Hanaryu, solid just as much as Chikorita. So this is the fire line. This is what Cyndaquil was originally supposed to be. Honoguma. It's a little fire bear. That's adorable. I actually think I like this more than Cyndaquil. I'll take this over fucking Skeledirge, so I'm gonna give this a solid B tier. I really like this guy. He might be an A tier. And its final evolution, the Dynamite Bear, I'll stick to a B tier with it. If this had a modern drawing, I feel like I'd like it a lot more, but based off this picture, just give it a B tier. Kurusu, or just Kurus. The water line, I actually much prefer Totodile. I'm not a big fan of any of these. I think these are fine. This like Loch Ness monster creature, what the hell? I don't know, man, because I feel like it might just be this particular drawing, but I am not a big fan of that. Akuria, I'm gonna give that a light C tier. Hoothoot looks pretty much the same. Hoothoot's a solid Pokemon. This is way better than Noctowl. Look how much personality this thing has. Bobo, that's an A tier. I love this dude. This is the Mareep line. I think this is the smallest change we've seen. Mareep line is very solid. We're actually gonna get a lot more baby Pokemon. They scrapped a lot of baby Pokemon, which is crazy because there's already too many goddamn baby Pokemon. But this was a baby Vulpix. If there is a Pokemon that could have been cuter, it's Vulpix, Mikon. It's a water type. What the fuck? Something's wrong there. There is no goddamn way this is a water type. There's literally fire coming from its skull. But I love it. I would not have been upset if they made a baby Vulpix. That's an A tier. We have a pre and post evolution for Tangela. Tangela was supposed to get the full treatment, but then they just left it in the dirt. Manja, the grass type, baby Tangela. I can appreciate a pretty hideous haircut, and the one eye is cute. I guess it just obtains another eye when it turns into Tangela, but it's still a baby Pokemon, which I already am like not too hot on, so it's a D tier for me. And its post evolution, I think Tangle Growth was better. I mean, it's actually pretty similar concept-wise, but this, And this is just a brand new Pokemon. I don't know why they scrapped this one. I don't think it's a terrible idea. It's a water flying type, just waiting to get electrocuted. But it's kind of cute. I guess I'll give it a B tier. I got no problems with this. This is just Quillfish, which I've never been hot on Quillfish comparatively to these other Pokemon. I'm gonna give it a D. This is its evolution. It was originally supposed to have an evolution. Not till Legends Arceus did we actually get this, but it was supposed to have an evolution, evolves at level 18. Shibirefugu, I think is how you pronounce its name. Not a fan of it. I don't like its lips. I don't like the way it's looking at me. It could have been like a comedy gag Pokemon. I'm still not into it. D tier. Oh my god, this is what Pichu is supposed to look like. I had no idea. I've seen the Raichu evolutions that are part of another leak, but this version of Pichu I've never seen before. It's not as cute as our Pichu. I like current day Pichu much better, but he's really cute. This was supposed to be the original Cleffa, and I forgot Clefairy and Jigglypuff used to be normal types. Yeah, typing wise, they're just uglier versions of the Pokemon we already have. They're baby Pokemon, so they're useless. Sorry about that, D tier. Oh, Quagsire was originally just supposed to be a one-stage Pokemon, Mizuo. But Mizu is water, so they just added an O. Okay, Quagsire, fine Pokemon. It's a travesty that they almost didn't create Wooper. Natu and Xatu, not much changed here. They're alright Pokemon. I never loved them. After that, oh my god, what is that? The baby Goldeen. It's literally just a goldfish. It's an ugly goldfish with anime eyes. It's not necessary. I'm glad Game Freak backed down on a lot of these baby Pokemon. Oh wow, this is what Meryl was originally supposed to look like. Meryl was one of the first Pokemon people saw from Gen 2. It was just the blue Pikachu. I like Meryl. This version of it, still pretty cute. I'll give that a B tier. Okay, these are completely new. This went from a water to a water steel type. That's interesting in Gen 2. So this isn't doing much for me. This is actually pretty cool. It's literally carrying an anchor for a tail. That's pretty cool. And then I don't know what the hell they did with it. What the fuck did they do to it? Then we got Crobat. I got nothing bad to say about Crobat. And what the hell? They were gonna make a baby Paris? If there's a Pokemon we don't need a baby form for, it's Paris. It's already practically a baby form Pokemon. Para. D tier. Then we got Spinarak, which has always been a solid Pokemon. This is a hideous looking Ariados. I'm glad they changed its design. This version of it is garbage. I love Skarmory. I don't know if I love Skarmory as much as other people. I'm tempted to put it in A tier. Like, I feel like I should be focusing on the new Pokemon, but Skarmory, because we all love them, A tier. Oh my god, Anemon evolves from Ditto while holding a metal coat. It's a Ditto evolution. It kind of just feels redundant. I mean, it would be cool if Ditto had an upgrade and was able to like be a little bit more competitive, but this is not the design. This ain't it, man. The concept could have worked. This is not. That is a D tier. Sunny, and it's supposed to be the sunny Pokemon. I like that. This is obviously supposed to be Sunflora. It's a psychic type. That's really cool. I actually think the design's more pleasing here. I'll give this one a B. Then we have the Donphan line. They did my boy dirty. He just looks like Dumbo. I'm not a super big fan of this version of him. I think that's a D tier. But actual Donphan who looks perfect, A tier. I love Donphan. Okay, so this is really interesting. Girafarig was originally supposed to have a pre-evolution, and the pre-evolution was literally just like two spirits combined. It was supposed to be a dark normal type, the twins Pokemon, and Girafarig was originally supposed to have like a double-sided coin, but a giraffe Pokemon. Again, I don't think a single sprite can really do justice to maybe the concept they're going for here. I would love to see this idea like actually in the anime and stuff like that, but as of just this sprite, It's a D tier for me. And I don't like Giraffe's tail, but just the thought of it having like an evil clone attached to its ass, I'm not a big fan of, and I'm not a big fan of Giraffrig to begin with. Smeargle, solid Pokemon, never had a problem with Smeargle. This was a Meowth baby form? Konya. I mean, Meowth is featured enough throughout the anime and the games that I think having like a little baby buddy next to him, like it wouldn't have hurt him. I just don't think the design is doing a whole lot different than actual Meowth, but as far as like what it's competing against, I think he's doing pretty good. Is he B tier though? Not quite, not quite. Rin. I don't know why they scrapped this. This is just, I mean, it's another cat Pokemon. It's a dark type, but I like this Pokemon. I think he's a solid choice. Both of them. What the fuck is this? Nyorotono. This is the original Politoed. I mean, he actually has the swirl. I can see it. He has a little bit of a different personality, but he's still, you know, a little mischievous, a little goofy. I don't think this is a bad choice for a Poliwhirl, like, split evolution thing. I'll give it a B tier. I think I like him more than everything down here. Slowking, the GOAT. I'm glad they kept Slowking. Unknown. Unknown's a tricky Pokemon. I remember being a kid watching the third movie in theaters, and he was my first shiny Pokemon. I do have a soft spot for Unknown. He's gonna be B tier for me. We got the Lediba or Rediba line. Not a whole lot changed other than its evolution is much worse. Evolution, garbage, and it's not a great Pokemon to begin with. Oh wow, there was supposed to be a baby Ponyta. So I think Vulpix could have worked because like you're used to seeing kittens, right? Like Ponyta is already supposed to kind of be a baby horse. So the fact that it needs to be a really small baby horse feels a little bit more unnecessary. This just looks like someone made a chibi Ponyta. As much as this could have been really cute, I'm gonna give it a C tier. Umbreon, Espeon, I'm a big evolution guy. I think the color is obviously a little bit different here, but the concept is still the same. I love these guys. Evolutions are the best Pokemon. Fight me. Umbreon sprite's a little weird, but I know what Umbreon looks like. We're gonna put it in S tier.
What the fuck was that?
Taban. No evolution. Water type. Is that just Slowbro's tail? Dumb. D tier. No, they were gonna do a baby Grimer. I am so glad they backed down on all these baby forms because they are so unnecessary. We don't need a baby Grimer. D tier. We got Remoraid and Octillery. Octillery has got a little bit of a costume change here, but they're mostly the same. I never liked these guys. D tier. Okay, so this is just Tyrogue and Hitmontop. Concept-wise, they're pretty much the same, but their designs. Oh, mama. See, I make fun of the modern Pokemon designs and the concepts, but like this is what they were cooking up back then. This was their first intent here, and it's not great. And Tyrogue isn't that great like nowadays, but this is not doing it for me. What the fuck did they do to Hitmontop, bro? It kind of looks like there's a guy doing like a prayer hands inside of that, but then it's also like just like a Cyclops spinning on his head. It's hurting my eyes. D tier. Hootie. This was originally supposed to be a baby Growlithe. Oh my god. It's cute. I don't care. I know I said everything about these other ones. I don't care. It can go right next to the Vulpix. I love it. Okay, then we have the Hoppip line. I think this line actually makes more sense compared to what it turned into. They kind of just look like Digimon, but I don't have a problem with that. I think these are all solid, actually. Strong C tiers. No. Baby Mr. Mime. Bro, easy, big fat D tier. Baby Jinx, which we did end up getting into Smoochum. This is obviously Elekid. This is Magby. It's actually pretty dumb that we got these to begin with, but now we have even worse forms for them. Actually, I don't think this is much worse than Smoochum, but I think it's still pretty bad. This is like for the Pokemon Rugrats anime. Then we got Blossom. Blossom is a great Pokemon to begin with. I love this design for it though. That's a A tier for me. What in the fuck? Bomito. So Poliwhirl and, you know, like Gloom had their side evolution. This was supposed to be one for Weeping Bell. I'm glad they backed out on it. It's pretty ugly. A part of me kind of likes it. Is that weird? It's just kind of funky looking. Like, I feel like it would have personality. I'll give a very low C tier. Miltank, which is fine, I guess. C tier. Oh wow, we were supposed to have a water fire type in Gen 2. A no evolution sea lion. He bounces a ball on his nose, a flaming ball. Bomushika. I really like this one. That actually is gonna be an A tier. Delibird, which is even derpier than normal. That's gonna be a C tier. Oh, hello, Kotora and Raitora, electric types. This just seems like a Pokemon, you know? Like, this is like a textbook Pokemon. I'm actually gonna give these A tiers. I really like these guys. Madamu. This is a far-fetched evolution? Ugh. Surfetched all the way. Whatever this is, burn it. Of course, it's a normal flying type. Get out of here. Okay, we have a little ghost type duo. We have Norowara and Kyonpan. It evolves at level 1. There's a story behind this that I don't know, and I feel like I need to know the context too. But that intrigue... Is that intrigue enough for B tier? No, I'll put them in C tier. I need more context for those though. Murkrow, which his hat looks a little pointier, but other than that, I never liked Murkrow to begin with. Oh wow, so this is the original Blissey. This is Happy. I like it. I actually think I might like it more than Blissey because Blissey is a little weak, but there's obviously Scizor, and we were supposed to get a Pinsir evolution with that too. Urakusu. I like all these guys. I think that's a B tier. Scizor is an A tier, like top of A tier. This is really cool. I actually think this would have been a really cool thing for Pinsir. It kind of looks like his Mega Evolution, but I'll give him an A tier. This is just Houndour and Houndoom, which are solid Pokemon. I'll give them strong B tiers. They got some really cool Pokemon. These are ice types. The Wolfman and Werewolf Pokemon. I don't know why they're ice types, but Urufman and Warufu. I really like them both. Fuck it. A tier. Porygon. That is not Porygon. No. I refuse. You give some kids some seizures and they ruin your evolution, I guess. I'm glad they didn't stick with this. This is a Lickitung evolution, I assume. Yes, it is. Namaru, normal type, sucks. D tier. Steelix, A tier. Love Steelix. Oh, this is Kingdra. I don't like this version of it. I'm glad they changed it. I'll give it a C tier though. These are the ones I was waiting for. These are the ones I saw on the internet and they made me run and check out all these other ones. We have Rai, N, and Sui. Obviously supposed to be the legendary beasts. They all fucking suck. Raikou has like a Super Saiyan 6 haircut. Entei is the most generic fire dog. And Suicune has a worse haircut than me. They're still better than everything in D tier, but these are supposed to be the legendaries. Like, these would be S tier in their modern formats, but I'm sorry. These are all C tier. I would be pretty disappointed if this was my post-game hunt. So I guess this Pokemon's taking Lugia's place. Because Lugia was created for Pokemon 2000, and then they were like, let's put him in the game. I guess this is what was originally in his spot. It's a Weasel. It's a Dark-type Weasel. You know, I respect the typing being a legendary in Gen 2. That's a Dark-type. But other than that, I don't want to assume this is the legendary. I just want to assume this is like a random fucking Pokemon. This can't, but why is it in between the Beast and Ho-Oh? E tier. Thank God for Lugia. Then we have Ho-Oh, just a flying type. I assume that got changed for good reasons. It's hard for me to even make out like the details in the design, but it's a worse version of Ho-Oh, and Ho-Oh's design is already like a little funky. I'm gonna give him a C tier. I love modern day Ho-Oh, and not this one. And then we just have like some miscellaneous Pokemon down here, I guess. Togepi, which we know Togepi. We like Togepi. Snubbull didn't have an evolution, I guess. Like maybe when I put this on the tier list, these ones got shuffled. That happens sometimes, but we like Snubbull. No, they're at the bottom of the Pokedex. I don't know why these are down here. I don't know what this is. It has a Mickey Mouse glove for a tail. I don't know why. Tateru. Tateru? C tier. It's another cat. Was this supposed to be Celebi? Oh, I thought this was Celebi. No, this is Leafeon. They had an evolution in Gen 2 of a grass type. Maybe that's what Tateru was supposed to be, and they just didn't know what type they wanted to do for it, or something. I don't know. But yeah. I love Leafeon, so I'm not gonna say this is better. I really don't think it is, but I think this is a solid idea. I like that it's like paws are like kind of roots looking. That's an interesting concept. Its tail is doing a lot more. Pokemon designs used to be a lot simpler back then, so I'm surprised this is more complicated than Leafeon. But I like this a lot. I think this is an A tier actually. I'd put it alongside these other ones. And with that concluded, that is our tier list, everybody. We have some familiar favorites down to some pretty interesting ideas, some of which I wish stuck around and some that I'm glad stayed in the garbage pile. But some of these ideas have stuck around and have been modified in future games, and crazy, some of these Pokemon have lived on forever. They've been in dozens of games, animes, movies, toys, and the other ones just got kicked to the curb and no one knew about them until very recently. So I hope you guys had fun looking at some of these what could have been Pokemon with me. Speaking of Pokemon, I play a lot of Pokemon games over on my Twitch. The link will be in the description. And as always, subscribe to this channel. I obviously do a lot of tier lists and Pokemon videos, but I also talk about anime, video games, all-purpose channel here. And that's about all I got for today. Thank you for watching, and until next time, with that, I leave you.